All right, y'all. We is back. If you remember in our last video, I guess nobody sees us.
Something you did.
Yeah. Okay. Can you see? I don't know how y'all can miss me, but I'm here. Welcome to Big and All Outdoors. All right. The whole point behind that is because we big and we outdoors, and we big, but we out here doing it. We getting it done. In the last video, I don't know which one y'all might have left off on. We were reviewing a open box of our Coleman tent just to show how to set it up. And my wife, in the midst of climbing into the tent, after we set it up, found some tiny holes in the bottom. So what ended up happening was we wanted to send that tent back because, you know, we're about that business. Hey, if it ain't working, then yeah, y'all need to take it back. So we got this off of Amazon. So we contacted Amazon, and they were down for the whole 9 to get it done. And we talked to the third party seller. He said, hey, if you take it for half, keep it. And I said, okay. I told my wife, I said, fine, we'll keep it and I'll do the repair on it. So that's what this video is going to be about. We're going to repair. And then the following video, we're going to do a following video of my wife doing the replacement tent that we ordered, which is a six person Coleman tent. And it's supposed to be, again, that 60-second setup and all that. So I'm going to do this one. I'm more apt to say that it's about a minute and a half, realistically, you know, to get them set up when you get used to them and stuff like that. And we discovered and we figured out, at least I have, and I'm pretty sure my wife has, when they say 4 person, I think it's 4 person if you have nothing else in the tent but 4 bodies in a sleeping bag. If you're in a sleeping bag and you shoulder to shoulder, yeah, it probably will hold about 4 people. If you big like us, a 4-person tent is just big enough just for us. And we might be able to squeeze a queen size mattress in there, but that's it. As soon as we coming in the door of that tent, we on top of that mattress. So a 6 or 8, you know, if you do a 6, then you figure you got enough room for your queen size mattress or 2 cots and room to put all your accessories and things that you're going to have if you semi glamping or whatever, or you just want to protect your stuff. If you go to an 8, then figure you can probably get 2 queen size beds in there and maybe 3 or 4 people comfortably, and that's it. So kind of think along them lines. But anyway, I'm gonna get busy on this. I'm gonna let my wife watch the camera to see if we capturing everything good and turning and moving. Actually, I'm gonna come close to y'all and check now because it looked like our camera moved, and it did. Whoa. It moved dramatically.
It was the screen. I told you.
Yeah. I think the Zoom screen flipped on us. So hopefully you got all that. I know y'all got all that on the audio, but we just want to make sure you be able to see that you got everything clear enough. So I'm going to set this up. And then the next video, she's going to set up by herself. She's going to check her grounds, do the whole thing. But let's get into this repair, and then we'll get into that next video. It'll probably post a week after this one, but we'll get it going. So right now, this is the busted tent. Well, I shouldn't say busted, but the tent that we found the holes in.
Need help?
Well, we're gonna see how fast one person can do this because you may be by yourself. So boom.
And one person should be able to do it pretty quick.
Yeah. And we're still within a minute right now. Trying to find a little piece. Come on, you're eating up my time. All right. Boom. Boom. Not bad. Not bad. It's up. Up. Let me check. I'm gonna go around it, make sure everything is holding. Position it on my tarp here a little bit. Because remember what I told you, you want the tent to overlap the tarp.
So you want it to come up further in the front.
So there it is. So now I got to go in here and we got to find where those holes are, which I believe is on this side of the tent.
Yes.
And try and repair them. Now I'm going to use my magical assistant. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you some of the things that we're going to use. So you just bring the bags this way, honey. And I'll just have her hand them out to me. All right. So the first thing, one of the things that you should always carry with you, obviously, on camping trips is duct tape. Duct tape is that emergency tape that if you got a rip or a tear, you can put the tape on there in an emergency and tape it off, and it'll get you through how many days, you know. When you use the duct tape, you just got to remember to cut the corners off, you know, the squared corners. And, you know, when you peel the tape, it's got the little square corner. Cut them off, round them off, smooth out the whole area in your tent, clean it with alcohol, get you some rubbing out. Always keep rubbing alcohol or towelettes with you. You can keep towelettes and things like that. You know, you can come in your first aid kit, clean that area first, put that tape on there. The reason why you want to cut the corners off, because why? Corners peel, they hold air. Some people bump up against them and it pulls away. But if you round the ends off, it don't come off. And you just do your outside repair with that. If you're doing permanent repairs, you want to use, Gorilla makes a tape. Can y'all see that? Gorilla makes a waterproof tape that is clear. Can we get in there? Can we see that?
Mm-hmm.
And that will help you too. There are ways to do this. There are 4 ways to patch tents, and it also depends on the material of the tent that you're using. Let me show them something else. So what else we got in here?
Just grab a thing.
Flex Seal. If y'all not hip to Flex Seal is the bomb. They make a waterproof tape that you can keep with you, and you can make your tent repairs with that. I recommend, even with the Gorilla tape and the Flex Seal, that you do the outside of the tent where the holes are and the inside of the tent and sandwich that. Just remember, again, that rule, keep a pair of scissors with you, cut those corners off and round them off. This is something that we always do. Can y'all see that? Now you can use Scotch Guard and a lot of other companies that waterproof, but what we're going to do today also is spray down our tent and our seam areas with waterproofing to keep the water beading off the tent. So, you know, on those rainy days, or like some people will wake up and they say, oh man, my tent is full of mildew. Not, yeah, you know, from dew, I should say dew, moisture from the dew from sleeping overnight. And it tends to kind of seep into some of the tents. Well, we're going to stop that right here with this stuff. And she's got lubricant, which we don't need that. All right, that was just in the bag. Y'all ignore it.
I was just handing things out.
Yeah. This is seam sealer. This is seam sealer. What you do with this is anywhere where the, y'all need to see that again? Anywhere where you have a seam that is sewn or stitched, you want to take that, squeeze it out on the little brush, and go down the seams, and allow it to dry. It takes about anywhere between 6 and 8 hours to dry. Some people do it on the inside. Some people do it on the outside. I prefer doing it on the outside and on the inside. I like overkill because at the end of the day, you know it's done. It may leave like a little clear area, you know, that people can see it. But I mean, the main thing is you want a nice dry tint. It ain't about always the cosmetics. You just want a nice dry tint that is going to last you a long time, because gear is not cheap. And to constantly keep rebuying it, no. So at the end of the day, now we got one more. We got a can of Flex Seal in there.
Do we?
I don't know. Let's see. What's it? I got a cheat method. Spray clear Flex Seal. Spray clear Flex Seal. Now, once you do all that sealing and stuff with your brush, you know, I still advise, you know, to do that if you can. If you cannot, or it's too tedious for you, because some people ain't got no patience, spray your seams. It's still going to be the same dry time. Spray your seams. Now, when I do this repair on our tent, I'm going to be using I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go see how I'm froggy, if I'm going to go with the waterproof Gorilla or the Flex Seal. We know Flex Seal is already waterproof, so we'll probably go with that. And we're going to do the patch inside. I'm going to do the patch outside as well. They recommend sometimes that you just do, you know, you could do the patch outside and don't worry about the inside, but no. I'm going to show you these holes. So I'm going to take you in the tent, or I'll have my wife just hand me the camera. Let me squeeze my big butt in the tent.
Before you go in the tent, let me ask a question, because I don't know if anybody else may have this question, but I do. So when you said a patch kit, it's just different things put together. It's not like, you know, like a bicycle patch kit. No,
they are patch kits, and there's some in the bag, and I think my wife, I forgot about that, so let me bring them to your attention too if I can find them.
It might be in this bag.
Let's see. Nope, that's just our alcohol and stuff. So let me try this one. Tent
sticks. Is that it?
Yep.
Is it the yellow thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Forgive us, y'all.
And the reason I ask this is because I know if there are any people in the world who are like me, if I had to have a patch kit, if he told me go to the store and get a patch kit, then if they don't say patch kit, I'm going to be like, they don't have what you're asking for. So for people who don't know that.
Okay. Here's a patch kit that they sell for tents, a fabric patch kit. They also sell more elaborate ones on Amazon. We got these from Academy Sports. They all work. They come either 4 in a pack or 6 in the pack, and they advise you. These are for small holes. So if you find like sometimes when you're doing campfires and stuff like that, and the sparks pop up and they burn little tiny holes in there, and you don't want those holes to get any bigger, you would use something like this. Or if you rubbed a little hole in it, probably not much bigger than a dime, you can use some stuff like this. And as you see, they send these to you already rounded. That's a reason for that. If they send them to you square, like I said before, those corners will always catch or peel. Air gets up under them and they start to peel back, and you start losing your seal. So
and the other reason I also mentioned that is if you're going anywhere, always make sure you pack a patch kit with you, because you never know what may happen. So even though these are things we're using to fix the tent right now, if you're out camping, you always want to make sure you have a patch kit with you.
All right.
Am I handing you? Now I'm being the assistant and handing stuff.
Okay, so hopefully I'm going to take my mic off and I'm going to carry it. And then we're going to get in here. Okay. Now I'll wait for you to bring me the camera.
Okay, I'm just going to hand you all the stuff.
Yeah.
And anything out of there you don't want, just put it in that bag and I'll take it away.
Okay, let's check all the corners.
Let's walk together. How's everybody? How's everything? You want me to just lower it?
Yeah, just actually, yeah, hand it to me,
Oh,
or
okay.
you can we can take it off the tripod if that works too. Because I don't know how well they can see.
Well, you tell me. What can you see now? Oh, the holes are really low though. Yeah.
We gonna get low, get low. Okay, I'm actually in the tent now, and again, this is the 4-person tent.
Right. So,
and you see my big butt up in
hand
here.
me that so I can show them around.
Okay, she's gonna show you around real quick.
So again, what we were saying about when they say a 10 is 4 and 6 and 8, don't just assume that because they said that that's what it is, because this is him laying flat out in this tent. Now, of course, I will admit the floor is not stretched all the way out, but let's say we get another few inches from this floor being stretched all the way out. You know doggone well, I don't know what 4 people were going to sleep in here comfortably, but that's a lot of togetherness.
All right, what y'all see me doing now is just opening up, taking the Flex Seal tape out the packaging. Is what I'm doing right now. Of course, everything's a challenge. Everything's a challenge.
And always remember, take your time. Enjoy the experience. I know if it's hot or something like that and you in a rush, but take your time.
This tape is huge. It's like 4 inches wide. It's like seriously 4 inches wide. And stuff like that. And this, let's see, what's the gorilla? Where's the gorilla? Where's the gorilla? Go gorilla. The gorilla is the same, 4 inches wide. And this is the waterproof gorilla. I want to show y'all the holes if I can. And I found some more. So I may take you off of this tripod. But as you can see right here, here's a hole. And we got a bunch of tiny ones right around in here. It's almost like, I don't know if this tent might have been used and they might have repacked. Because remember, when we got it, as we told you all, it was not in a box. The new Coleman tent that we got this time was actually in a box. So, but this has a lot of, you can see clear through sunlight on this. Can y'all see that? Let me bring you in closer. You can see the light coming through this hole right here. And there's some here. And then I found one in this corner, real tiny hole, which is what that seam sealer is going to be good for. Now, another thing you could take with you is packing tape. Remember the packing tape that you pack boxes with and stuff like that, and you use that clear packing tape. You can use that, put that tape over the hole inside, and then you take this stuff and you go on the outside of the tent and you close the hole up from the outside with this and allow it to dry. And once it dries, you can come back in, peel that tape off and dispose of it. It'll be a waterproof seal. The reason why you put that tape there in the first place is just to keep the adhesive from going through the hole, running all over everything. The tape is just a backing to trap the adhesive until it dries. So that's just another thing. So y'all, as you saw, we found more holes. I found one up above the zipper window. So I'm starting to wonder, had somebody returned this before because of that? And they were hoping that they could get us on it. But if you can see, there's a hole right above that window, real tiny pinhole, which actually that's going to work out only because That way I can kind of show you all. Let me make sure y'all got these holes here still in view right here. All right. So what I did is I cut me a piece. You see the ends are square. I'm not going to leave them like that. I'm going to round them off. I'm going to round this off, round this off. But before I do that, I'm going to clean this inside with alcohol. What I'm going to do is a double patch. I'm going to patch from the inside, and then I'm going to cut a same piece, and I'm going to do whatever you see me doing here is what I'm going to do outside. So I'm going to do two pieces like this. What I did was I matched it up to the hole. We had to pause the video because we had a delivery truck come. But I'm gonna put this over the hole, over the holes, like so. And you see how that clear works out, because once it's in there, you know what I mean, it's not gonna be real super noticeable. So, and this hole that I found above the window is perfect because I'm gonna show you how to use those patches that I showed you guys in the beginning of the video in that box, and I'm gonna show you how to use those. So that was kind of perfect. And I found a real tiny pinhole right here, in the bottom of the tent, you know, right where the corner is. Now, I don't know if that was a manufacturing defect through Coleman, or it was a thing where it was mishandled in packaging, and that's more apt what I'm gonna believe. So we're not gonna bash Coleman. We're just gonna say that's what it is. So I got some rubbing alcohol. This is 91%, and some paper towels. So I always keep alcohol with y'all regardless. You know what I mean? And all we're gonna do is just kind of clean the area, let it dry. I just will get this while it's here. I'm probably gonna use some seam sealer in this corner and a little of the spray flex seal in that corner. And I'm gonna cut a real tiny piece of this tape and put it in there. Maybe some of the rounded off corner, I mean the square corner that I cut off of here, I'll probably try and adhere it into there, in that area. Or I might use some of the patch, because I don't think I need right here over the window. I don't think I need a huge patch. You know what I mean? But we're gonna let it dry. So yeah, we're gonna let the paint dry. Doom, 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 doom. So tell me, how's your camping experience? I'll be right back after it dries off. Okay, we're gonna cut the corners. We're just gonna try and round this out. Now, this tape, how this tape works is you have to peel off an outer layer and then put it on. You know what I mean? So it's like a, let's see if I can show you. See, you have to peel this outer layer off. This is the sticky part that you're gonna put to the tent. So we're gonna just try and round this corner off a little bit and get a sharp pair of scissors. I found these scissors were a little dull, and I always try and do this where the patch extends past the hole. So you don't really want any, see how I rounded that off? You don't want any of these little pokey square corners. And let me make sure I can get this thing started. Yeah, okay. Gotta make sure we can get the party started. Okay, and we're gonna do this in same way. Just gonna cut it. Yeah, because it's real sticky, it's kind of hard to cut. Yeah. So let's come from this end. Now, if you have a box cutter or something like that, or a knife, pocket knife, and that's all you got, you know, find you a solid place to kind of cut it on. Don't cut it in the tent. If that makes any sense, you don't want to cut it in the tent and end up cutting a hole in the bottom of your tent. And so you see, I got a little pokey little corner here. I just try and get rid of that too. We don't want nothing that will grab it and pull it loose or anything like that. Now we put the alcohol in here. I'm going to remeasure my patch to make sure I'm covering the holes. You want to make sure you stretch this out as taut as possible, you know, so you can lay the patch well and you don't have any wrinkles or crinkles or anything like that. So you want to make sure that everything fits. And see, I have holes. I have holes extending from all the way over to here. It's literally almost the length of that patch. But I made sure I had a few inches outside to make sure that we have a good seal. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to peel it and we going in. So I'm gonna try an old school method right now of peeling this and gradually stretching it out rather than trying to put the whole piece on there one time. It may work, it may not, but I feel like, you know, now y'all just saw me test this, right? Okay, so here we go. It is very sticky, y'all. I'm just telling you right now, it is extremely sticky. All right, so I'm gonna start this way. I'm stretching it out now. I'm stretching my area out and I'm trying to locate all my holes. And now I'm applying it. And I'm keeping the tent stretched as I'm pulling this, you know, to do my seal. And boom, there it is. There it is. I'm gonna take extra care to make sure all my corners are sealed, and stuff like that. Now, if you have a canvas tent, this may work for canvas tents. It'll be a good temporary repair. I recommend that if you have like a canvas tent or a heavy duty winter tent, that you go to the fabric store and you buy that fabric and you patch your holes that way. You can either sew that or you can glue that. But right now I'm trying to, and see, this is why I always tell you to keep your tent door closed. So let me just close the screen here. Keep some of these bugs out because and let's just let some air in. Yeah, because the last video that we did, my wife got bit up. You know, if y'all watch the Coleman tent video, when my wife came in here and actually she was the one that found the holes. So there. What I'm thinking about doing, guys, is my big crew is also, I'm gonna bring another piece just for safekeeping along the bottom here, along this part towards the floor area. I'm gonna kind of overlap them and go from there. Hopefully this piece will be okay, because what ended up happening when I was trying to unravel it with the with the leader tape that they had, it tore a piece of it. So I'm gonna see if it's gonna work, because I'm one of them waste not, want not. Okay. And I'm gonna do a little something extra. I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna apply some of this on that hole, and I'm gonna apply some of this on that hole over there too. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? I'm trying to work on making the videos a little shorter, but when it comes down to camping, man, bro, it's just no quick way of doing this sometimes. You know what I mean? So the wife is coming and I'll be right back. So we get ready to apply this, family, and go from there. And this is going more towards the floor of the tent. So I want to make sure I stretch this out nicely. And bam. There it is. Now I did do kind of a little raggedy area there I'm not proud of. But I know I'm also sealing from the outside too. This is a patch I can absolutely and 100% trust. So this is what we wanted. And just for, as they say, crap and giggles, I'm gonna take some more of the seam sealer in the tube, and right where these overlap, I'm gonna seal that as well. Just so hopefully they don't come loose. But even if it did, we're gonna still seal from the outside. But again, I'm an overkill. So right where these two pieces of tape are joining, I'm putting the seam sealer right over them to seal those joints, so that if something happens and they get caught or nicked, we got something on there that is going to help keep them together. So I'm going along. What I'm doing now is going along all the seams of where I laid the tape. And again, this may be overkill for some, but when you don't want nothing coming in and you don't know, especially water, my wife was talking about in the video, ants and things like that, which, yeah, you don't want a bunch of red ants coming in on you, but I'm more so concerned about the water, moisture, and things of that nature. So, yep, I'm sealing all around there. Because don't start none, won't be none. All right, and I'm all caught up right here. Don't start none, won't be none. So anywhere I feel like it may hang or catch up is what I'm doing right now. Just trying to seal it. And the reason why you want to also seal the outside is because the outside is what it catches the most weather. But I always want to do the inside too. I'm gonna sandwich this because, like I said, once we sandwich it, the patch is gonna be pretty solid. All right, now I'm right here in this little corner. I'm gonna do the same thing. It's more of this. Whoop, dag nabbit. That's what we got alcohol for. All right, put that on there, clean my brush. Get me some alcohol and clean that drip. I spilled some here in the tent, so we're gonna kind of clean it up with a little rubbing alcohol, dilute it where we don't have a big glob of glue on our tent floor sticking to us. Now I'm gonna take a piece of that tent that the tent tape that we had from the Gorilla Tape, and I'm gonna put it in that little hole from the inside and see if we can close that little hole up. Same principle. I'm trying to cut off these little corners if I can, the best I can. This is a little small piece, so it's always like leaving little corners. Got my little round piece. I'm gonna scooch up, get in that hole. Okay, gang, what's happening is people put too much there and it's not grabbing like I want there. It wasn't at first grabbing like I wanted to, but it's in there now. I was just had to change directions. All right, that's there. And when it cacks up, man, it's gonna be very hard to move or anything like that. But I try and take note of all of those places. So that's what we're gonna do now. Everything that we did on the inside, we're getting ready to do on the outside. So I'm going to swap out, and I'm going to take my Flex Seal and I'm going to put my Flex Seal on the outside and see how that works. We use Gorilla Tape on the inside, waterproof Gorilla Tape. Now we're going to use the Flex Seal on the outside and see how that works. And I'll bring you back in the video once I get everything set up outside. Okay, crew, we back. What I did was I went ahead and did the patching outside ahead of time, because I already showed you all you're doing is repeating the same process that I did inside of the tent that you saw in the video. You're doing the same thing on the outside. Recommended I would do the outside first, then go do the inside. You know, that's just some advice. Keep alcohol with you, because the tape and everything is very khaki and very sticky, and it gets the scissors real sticky. So sometimes you have to wipe them down with alcohol to keep them from grabbing the tape, because like I said, the stuff is really strong. So right here, y'all, I found one above. Can you guys see that? I found one above the window here, a little small hole, and I seal that up. You see it's rounded out and everything. Just press hard. This stuff will adhere over time. As it gets hotter, it'll just get more and more tacky. You know, press hard, try and get as much air out of it as possible. I'm hoping you guys are seeing that. I don't have my camera person, so she had to make a run. But hopefully you guys saw that. You see the patch there that I did. I went ahead and used the clear patching only because I didn't want to waste one of the round patches I was telling y'all about. So when you're doing this, make sure that you pack a little toolbox or a mini storage box with nothing but your patch kit and waterproofing supplies. Because the next thing you're going to see me do now is start to scotch guard and waterproof this with the sprays that I showed you early in the video. I'm gonna just still show y'all that patch here at the bottom. Give me a second and I'm gonna take the camera down to it. But I gotta move the tent so you can see it. All right, 1 second. Taking y'all off the tripod. So hopefully, I don't know how the light is. Y'all can see that patch. It's right here. Trying to get it in scene. God, I need my camera person. But hopefully y'all can see that. There it is. That's the outside patch. And we did the same thing on the inside. Keep all the wrinkles out of it. Push as much air out of it as possible. I see I still have a little bit of air in here. You can see that. But you want to work as much of the air out as possible when you're doing this, because work as much of the air out as possible when you're doing this, because you don't want nothing to come loose on you later. But that's why I always go back over it with seam sealer anyway. That way we don't have to worry about that problem, hopefully. And these are all the seams that I was speaking about. You can come with that seam sealer and come on the outside and get all of these seams, everywhere where it's stitched, on the tent. Okay. Can y'all see that? Anywhere where it's stitched on the tent, you can run seam sealer there to make sure that they don't come loose. From the factory, sometimes they will seam seal it for you. You'll see on some tents, when you look on some of the seams that get more stress to them, you're going to see that tape on them. All right, so let me get to the next part. Mama had to make a business run, and I'm trying to do the best I can by myself. So y'all got to bear with me and be patient. All right, I'm gonna walk this around and get everything together, because I'm getting ready to spray this whole tent down. That's why I closed all of the windows and everything on the tent, because I'm going to spray the whole thing down. And incidentally, remember that patch kit I showed y'all in the beginning? They also sell it for the mesh, so don't panic. If you mess up your screen or punch a hole in it, they sell repair kits to repair the mesh. And I've also repaired my own home screens. I went to the Home Depot. I got some screen and I got some adhesive, and I patched my own window screens that way. It works and it lasts a pretty good while. But anyway, we're going to go from here, and y'all going to watch me spray this sucker down. And this is going to waterproof the whole tent. You always want to waterproof your tent the best you can. You always want to open your tent and learn how to use your tent. So let me grab some stuff here, y'all, while I'm lecturing. Had to get my alcohol. But what you want to do, try and get around my wood piles here and take these glasses off, because that's why I walk a little slow too. You know how the ground look like it's coming up at you and stuff like that. And then you start walking and you feel like you're floating, because you're like, oh my God, why I feel like that? I'm trying to get this tent back in scene for you guys. Hold on. How is that? Okay. Is that good? Is that good in the hood? I gotta put my glasses on to make sure that is good in the hood. Okay, I know I'm a little distance off from you, but what I'm gonna do now is spray the whole tent and we're gonna go from there. We plan to do 2 videos today, and one was just gonna go out the following week or whatever, where Mama was gonna set up the tent. So if she gets back in time, she's gonna open box the new 6-person tent Coleman. We're gonna see how well she could do this on her own, setting it up, because she's a first time camper. But she watches me enough, so we're gonna see. So if she gets back in time and she's not flustered from her trip, we'll go from that. But I'm gonna get busy on this now, so stay with me. These are also the tent spikes I prefer, the tees. These, you can get these at pretty much any sporting goods store. Wally World has them, Academy Sports has them. You remember, you always want to pull your line, hook it to this, and we're going to go into doing those hitch knots and all of that, and staking on an angle into the ground, going towards your tent, not out away from the tent. I see some people go straight down. That's not smart. Don't do that. Some people go out that way. It works, but when the wind comes, what happens? The wind starts pulling it this way. When the wind comes, it starts pulling up, but when you stake in this way and the wind pulls, it's going against it, so it won't pull out. You see what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. But this is what I'm getting ready to use. So you got to shake it up for 20 seconds. So I'm gonna shake it up tonight. Show you how to party right. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, shake. See, you can exercise while you're doing this. Shake, 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 shake your big body, shake your big body, shake, shake, shake. So look, and I got this from Wally World in the tent section. Wally World meaning Walmart, but you can just get regular Scotch Guard and stuff like that. But this is it. Hopefully y'all can see that. And now we're gonna do it. Yeah! I thought I was gonna do something cool and the tent stake was gonna stick in the ground like I thought some ninja stuff was. All right, here we go. And as y'all see, pay close attention to the seams. My wife left a little mic out here. Let me take that off of here. Pay close attention to spraying the seams, as well as all the top fabric that's going to be taking the water, your rain fly, get all in those areas with this spray. So about a foot away works, because I'm already seeing I'm a little close, so it's starting to run. So I'm gonna back up a little bit more, shake a little bit more, and get back. So let me step back a little bit where it's not running. So I figure maybe almost 2 feet. Little bug got trapped in there. He's gonna be Scotch Guard. This tent was supposed to come with a rain fly. I didn't see it, but you can order these rain flies separate on Amazon for, let me say fur, that's the country in me, y'all, for about, I think it's anywhere between 25, 30 bucks, something like that. You see I'm paying, I know y'all can't see I'm behind the tent, but right now I'm just paying close attention to those seams and on top of the tent. Because of course the water is going to hit the top before it hits anything else. And I think I'm still a little too close. But yeah, because I'm dripping here already. I got the drippies going. That don't sound right. That don't sound right. Back in the day, fellas, y'all know what we used to call the drippies, right? So ignore that. Ignore that term I just used. But yeah. So I'm doing this. Still doing around my windows and anywhere where I feel we might have some water issues. Now, what I'm going to do later on, big crew, is when we have the time, and hopefully we don't have to have the time, we're going to have to make the time because we're going to be camping soon, within in the next few weeks, is I'm going to take the Flex Seal spray that I showed y'all at the beginning of the video, and I'm gonna spray the entire bottom of the tent. I'm gonna spray the entire bottom of the tent with the Flex Seal. Wifey's home. And yeah, so right now all we gotta do is let it dry. So we're gonna let it dry, and hopefully this helps y'all out. When we come back, we're gonna come back on another video later. And well, wife told me, say, don't say that. I'm gonna tell you. And she said something might happen, the weather might happen, a storm might happen, Jesus may come and rapture us, and we may not be able to do that video. So hopefully everybody's saved and blessed. God is good. My wife is in here in grace. You know, I call the truck GMAF. That's my truck. I call it GMAF. Grace, mercy, and favor, because we've been through a lot. And we grateful, always grateful. So that's it, y'all. I showed you the spray. We're gonna see how fast in one of the future videos, we're gonna review the 6-person and how fast that comes up. We're gonna let this sit out here for a few hours, probably till late this evening, and let everything dry and go from there, man. Please like, subscribe, follow. We need that. We need your likes. I mean, if you get the information, like it. I do that on other people's videos. I always like, and or if I may go through their content and I subscribe to them, but at least I like them, because if I learn something from them, it's worth it. It keeps it in the algorithm and it keeps other people learning too. So let's be kind to each other and be blessed.